Testing. Oh. You can come in. Hello. I think we're just about ready. Welcome. I am Emily Fahrenkopf, the youth director here at the Heart of Longmont, or one of them. There's two of us. But thank you so much for being here. I know you could be anywhere on a Sunday afternoon, but the fact that you're choosing to be here this afternoon, it really means the world to me and to everyone that you're going to hear from today. Each participant will be sharing a little bit about the trip and their experiences, and then we'll show you photos as we go. And with that, Ethan, you're the first person. I'll welcome you up here to get us started. You can wait till everyone sits down. We'll just pretend like we're having a deep conversation. I didn't know you said you were going to have like, just say like my age and who you are. You're my best friend.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm Ethan. This is my second mission trip. I went on the Bahamas last time, or 2 years ago, and now West Virginia. And I'll just be giving an overview of our trip. So we started out our trip by getting at the church at 4 to drive to DIA. It was a couple of people's first or second time flying, so there was a lot of nerves leading to the flight. Once we arrived in West Virginia, a lot of us were surprised by the size of the airport. It was pretty tiny. And the level of humidity. It was pretty hot. But we went to Camp Whitney, and we settled down for the night. The day after, we spent the day at the church service at Rand's Nazarene and setting up for VBS. The next 3 days, we split into 3 work groups working at Union Mission, Hardened Hands, and Camp Whitney, cleaning up the camp, and VBS. And we did everything from stocking a thrift store to we were cleaning semis and all that stuff. The day after, we went on a rail tour through Appalachia, and then we went to our last day of VBS. The last day was kind of bittersweet because all of us had gotten connected to all the kids and all the people, but we were all ready to go home. On our flight to DIA, we did end up getting rerouted to Rapid City, South Dakota, and we spent the day in the airport. We met a lot of people there, and it was an interesting experience. But we finally caught a plane at the end of the day, and we flew back to Colorado. So that was basically our trip.
Hi, my name is Waylon. This was my first mission trip. Our flight there was smooth, but the flight back was not so smooth. Our first flight from Charleston to Charlotte was delayed for an hour. We ran to the gate to avoid missing our flight to Denver, but then it got delayed about 2 hours. We finally got on the flight to Denver, but about 30 minutes before landing, the pilot told us we were being diverted to Rapid City. We landed at Rapid City, where we spent 3 hours surviving on only vending machine snacks and packet sandwiches and cinnamon rolls. We met some people who taught us a new card game and were really nice. We finally made it home and only 9 hours late. Even with this happening, I had a great time, and it was a lot of fun.
Hello, everyone. My name is Gabriel Mada, and I want to share a little bit about our trip. On our flight home, the first flight from Charleston to Charlotte was fine. The sky was clear, the plane was calm, and we had some turbulence, but that's normal. But the next flight from Charlotte to Denver was a little bit different. First of all, the plane got delayed by 5 hours, and the actual plane ride was okay. Again, turbulence. But everything was going fine until we got terrible news. We could not land in Denver as there was really bad weather at the airport, so we had to be rerouted to Rapid City, South Dakota. That was challenging for us because last year our trip was there, and it felt strange, almost like we were being taken back to a place we would rather not return. Some of us felt uneasy, some of us laughed at the strange twist, and we ended up staying at the airport for 3+ hours. It was interesting to say the least. We bought and ate way too many cinnamon rolls. We learned a card game, and we were finally able to get back on the plane. We ended up landing at the actual Denver airport in the end. In the end, we did make it home. The trip showed us that even when plans change, even when things get rough, we can hold on to trust and stay together strong. Thank you.
Cameron, is that you next? I don't know. Brant. Brant, it's you. Just kidding. Yeah. I lost track. It is printed up there if you want it.
Oh, okay. All right, hello. Wow, that's a lot. I don't remember writing that much. All right. Hey, so I want to tell a story. It's about a group of kids who showed up to a old church in a tiny little map dot town in a flyover state, and they didn't know the pastor, and they didn't know the people, and they didn't know the community, or even fully grasp the challenges that those people face every day. They came for one reason, to hang out with little kids for a week, to play games, and to do their very best to teach them about God. Now, when they arrived, the small congregation wasn't quite sure what to expect. To be honest, neither were the youth. Could a bunch of middle school and high school students really make a difference? The first day didn't give much hope. More adults showed up than children, but the youth gave it everything they had anyway. They sang, they played, they shared, and then something started to happen. On the second day, the number of children quadrupled, and by the third day, the number had doubled again. Kids who were just walking past the church started wandering in, drawn by curiosity, welcomed by open arms, and invited into something bigger than themselves. What started with just 3 kids turned into 23. Word had spread all across town something was happening at the little church. And the adults who had come at first because they were skeptical, they kept coming back. But now, it wasn't doubt that brought them, it was amazement. They wanted to see it for themselves. They wanted to be a part of it. By the end of the week, the congregation wasn't just encouraged, they were inspired. They were taking notes, and they were planning for the future, dreaming about how they could replicate what these youth had modeled. Love, energy, joy, and the simple and powerful message of Jesus. God can use anyone, any age, any background, and any level of experience. This group of beautiful, amazing misfits showed up with willing and open arms and allowed God to do something extraordinary with them. I love these kids. They're incredible people who choose to be here every single week, and then who gave a week of their summer to embark on something unknown. To work in the sweltering heat and the humidity that made our lungs sweat. And seriously, when it rained, you just saw raindrops. Didn't feel any different. Thank you for affording us the privilege to hang out with your kids. Thank you to this incredible and generous, loving congregation for your continued support of the youth program and our annual mission trips. We are truly grateful for you. Thank you.
Okay, I'm Charlotte, if you didn't know, and this is my third mission trip. I'm going to touch on the Vacation Bible School again and all the work that went into hosting it. So before the trip, I've had some experience at VBS at the Johnstown United Methodist Church, helping for a couple years now. So I took that knowledge to help my mom organize this VBS. We opened with music, games, snack, and craft. And I also helped pick out the crafts and decorations to last the 5 days that we then delivered to the church. VBS was from Sunday to Thursday in the evening at Rand, West Virginia, and it was a very small neighborhood, and the church was also known as a church on the corner. When we got to the church Sunday morning, all the supplies were delivered. After service, we spent at the afternoon setting up decorations and organizing the church. This was a very much of a time-consuming task. We had loads of balloons to blow up and other decorations to assemble to make it a great experience for the kids that were coming. The tension did become apparent because people got bored and started to lack energy. We took an ice cream break at Baskin-Robbins to have a little refresh. Our week started with only 3 kids, and by the end we had over 20. God's work is so truly amazing that we were able to make so many kids feel loved. Only one family came from a religious background, so the rest of them haven't experienced their relationship with God yet. We were so blessed to have touched their lives. We also touched the adults' lives who went to the church and helped them see hope in their younger generation that they wanted to get closer to God. They were also so happy to see the kids in their community who wanted to have a connection with God. That's it.
Hi, my name is Avery Howard, and this is also my third mission trip. And today I want to share with you my experience with VBS. I loved working with the kids at that camp. In that camp, I built strong connections and learned a lot about these kids. I loved meeting them and watching them meet others. Most of the kids there didn't have the best home life, but I am forever thankful that we could give these kids a fun time. We did crafts, snacks, games, and much more. I had an amazing time and hope to do it again.
Hey, I'm Braden. I'm one of the seniors here. I go to Longmont High School. This is also my third mission trip. So I had previous experiences with this and the Bahamas, right? But I was still nervous going into it. Especially because the first full day when we went to the church and we met everyone, it was a lot different than what we experienced here. So when we started on Sunday night, as you heard before, we only had 3 kids show up. So we had the same amount of adult leaders as kids. So that was weird. But that was just because there's bad advertisement, quite frankly, and a bunch of miscommunication. Luckily, Monday morning, we got enough kids to actually split into groups for our Vacation Bible School. And it continued to grow each day, and I was able to meet a new best friend. So to start every vacation Bible school, we'd begin in their sanctuary, and there would be some dances, songs, and lessons. However, there was one 8-year-old boy named Maj who stayed in the lobby of the church away from everyone else. Me, also afraid of the amount of kids there, I decided to go out there and sit with him. I introduced myself. I began talking to him. Eventually, I got a response, and as I continued to talk with him, he scooted closer and he began talking more. The rest of the vacation Bible school days, Maj would join my group, and we'd just go from station to station talking and hanging out. Maj had a bigger effect on my life than I could have ever imagined, and I'm so grateful that I got to meet him. Thank you.
It's already on, right? Okay. Hello. So my name's Cam, and I'm a senior, and this is my third mission trip. So now we're gonna talk about like the work days. So there was 3 different sites, and we all were there at each site a different day. So I'm gonna talk about our first day at Camp Whitney. So with my group, we were split into 2 groups for the start. So me, Brent, and Midori. So we like worked in the chapel / like storage room at Camp Whitney, and we were tasked with having to clean out some of the dorm mattresses for future mission trips that are staying at Camp Whitney. So I believe they said they were praying for preparing for a 100-person group at Camp Whitney. So that's pretty cool to hear. But there were so many of these mattresses, but it was so humid in West Virginia that a lot of the mattresses would like deteriorate and get moldy. So it would be pretty hard to clean them. But first, we had to pick out mattresses that were still good enough to clean, but if they're like so like dirty, like just had to throw them away. So what we did is we got bleach, mixed it with warm water, and sprayed it all over the mattresses. And then we got some rags and some brooms, and then washed them, hand washed them as well. So basically just tried our best to get them as clean as possible. And then our other group that was composed of Talia, Braden, Charlotte, and Gabe, they worked on the playground where they cleared the mulch that was already there, but they had to put new mulch. So they cut new tarp and just put the new mulch on there. So they were raking out in the heat. They were super humid and hot, so. And then it was like what I would say the most humid day there. So we were getting toasted in the humidity like all day, but we persevered, pushed through it, and got it done. And at the camp, we had 2 work guides the owner, Miss Nancy, and the maintenance guy, Pastor Rick, and they led us through everything that needed to be done. So they were all super nice, and I'm super grateful for this experience. What?
It's me next. Oh, there's a lot of people. Whoa, I did not notice that.
Hi, my name is Arden, and this is my third mission trip. Also, the West Virginia mission trip was my first time ever flying. Safe to say, not a good time. I think I've learned a lot from this mission trip. We stayed at a camp called Camp Whitney, and there were these dorms with bunk beds, and we had amazing showers. They were so great. I love them so much. So much better from South Dakota. And I remember one of the days, late at night, Bryce, Mina, and I were catching toads. And I pretended that I had a toad in my hand, and I went into the dining hall, and I was like, hey, Avery, you want to see something cool? And she's like, Arden, do not bring that thing near me. And I go, whoa, it disappeared. I've learned so much about everyone on this trip, whether it would be late night talks, laughing with each other, or sharing stories. And honestly, it's been an honor to be a part of this trip. I'd also like to thank my grandparents for giving me this opportunity and letting me on this trip. So thank you, Butch and Peg. Howard. And that's it.
No, I said Abby.
Hi, my name is Mina. This was my first mission trip. My favorite part about the mission trip was sorting the toys at Heart and Hands. It was so much fun putting toys on shelves and organizing them. Also, the lady at the place gave us stuffed toy for our youth group room, which was so kind.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for showing up, as Miss Emily said. So we had a lot of fun on our mission trip. My name is Midori. I go to Silver Creek High School with that beautiful Cameron. We had a lot of fun on our mission trip. My favorite part, I don't have a favorite part, let's just be honest right here. But if I had to choose one, my favorite part would be when the girls and I went to the guys' dorm room. And Ethan with Booger, which is Arden's doll. And then Ethan comes whipping out a towel at us. That's Booger. So my group with Gabe, Arden, I think, and Cameron, we all worked in Heart and Hands, and Gabe and I sorted clothes with Stephanie and Nancy, while the others worked up top with sorting school supplies because their first day of school was the next week, and I also had fun at the pool, although Cameron hit Delilah in the face with the ball. Sorry for bringing that up, Cameron. We also swept and mopped and cleaned in the recovery. We had a lot of fun. There's more incidences with Cameron and Brayden that I will not, because I don't want to throw them under the bus. But overall, we had a great mission trip, and as everyone said, the flight there was great, the flight back was not. Funny enough, I was on the phone with a friend and my mom, and we joked that God sent us back to Rapid City because that was the first mission trip I went on. So we're like, well, God wanted us to go back there, I guess. So.
Yeah, I didn't do the last sentence. You got this, Bri. Do you want me to give it to you? Do you want to add that? Oh, you got it? Okay. Yeah, just go off.
Hi, I'm Bryce Howard. This was my 4th mission trip this year, or not this year. And for our first day of work, my group went to a, what is it again? Nonprofit organization called Heart and Hand, which when we got there, the ladies there helped us brought us to a room where we set up for a school drive, and we set up binders, books, backpacks, and a lot of other school supplies, and we got done early with that. So since Emily had the card, we went to Chick-fil-A for a nice little treat.
You did a great job. That was great. Everyone needs a little treat now and then. That's real.
Okay, hi, I'm Talia, and this is also my 3rd mission trip, and I am a senior this year. And in my group, we had our leader, Brant, as well as 5 other kids. During our time at Union Mission, which is where we worked at for one of the days, we split into 2 groups. Me, Brant, and Charlotte helped paint and fix up an extension room to a boutique that we were working at. And the other group included Braden, Cameron, Midori, and Gabe, and they helped deep clean a room into the main building so they can turn the room into a prayer room. Union Mission is a men's rehabilitation center, and it's also a nonprofit association that uses places like the thrift store and like a thrift store and a boutique in order to make money. The room we painted was needed for the boutique so they could sell more things with more space. The people at the warehouse were very grateful for our help, and overall it was a great experience for me and everyone else in my group, and I had such a fun time getting closer with all of the youth and everyone that we met there. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Gio, and this was my first mission trip. I enjoyed playing basketball every night before going to bed. Talking to Bryson. Shout out Bryson. Bryson was very fun to talk to. And on the first day, we went to the church and set up for VBS. And our first 3 kids, my favorite kid was Timmy. Timmy was very fun and motivated me and made my day most of the time. And my favorite thing was going on the rail cart through the woods. That was very fun, and I enjoyed that a lot. On the first day the second day when Miss Emily took us to Chick-fil-A, we didn't really get a treat. We got more like lunch. It was, and then that was a fun day. That's all I have.
Hello, my name is Bryson Spalding. I'm a 10th grader, and this was my second mission trip. So I'm going to be giving an overview of our Camp Whitney site. There was a bunch of stuff to do, like there was a swimming pool and a basketball court. It was really fun. And some of the stuff we did was like weed rat grass, cleaned out storage rooms, and painted doors. And I think it was a very great experience, and everyone I met was really nice, and I'm very thankful for it, so yeah.
Hi, I'm Andrea Ship. Emily and Brant asked me to go on this mission trip. It was actually my first mission trip, so I didn't quite know what I was getting myself into. But it actually turned out to be really fun, and these are just an amazing group of kids. Usually, I'm a teacher, so I kind of know how kids work, right? Usually, if there's groups like this, there's always little cliques. These kids, they didn't show that. They all just got along really well, and it was really, really, really impressive. They were all hard workers. The day we worked on the playground, I mean, you step outside, you're sweating. You're just wet the whole time, super wet. So they worked so hard, my group of girls, the whole time, and I was just really, really impressed. I can't say enough good about Emily and Brant and all the kids. I would definitely do it again. I came back in one piece. I'm okay. So just you guys should all be proud of the kids you've raised. They're all amazing.
Hi, I'm Abby. Over the mission trip, we met a lot of amazing people. To see their strong community and passion to help grow their community was very amazing to see. We helped at a church in a less privileged neighborhood. We met their pastor for the first time on Sunday for a church in a neighborhood. We met their pastor for the first... Oh, I already read that. My bad. It was so cool to walk into a place we had never been to and be welcomed as if we knew Pastor Matt and everyone in the church for a long time. Everyone was so connected and supportive of each other. It was truly a new and amazing feeling. Pastor Matt talked to us about the neighborhood and how most people in the neighborhood were either addicts, low on money, or both. A heart-touching moment was when Pastor Matt said these exact words: "They just need to be loved." This completely changed my perspective on addicts or underprivileged people. Throughout this trip, we went to different work sites, and that connection stayed strong. Everywhere we went, to be welcomed with open arms and immediately be accepted was truly an amazing part of the trip. Thank you.
My name is Clara. Wednesday was my 13th birthday. All the girls stayed up Tuesday night and blew up balloons to surprise me and put them in the bed. Charlotte and Talia woke me up by singing happy birthday. Then later that night they surprised me with cupcakes. Pastor Matt thought my birthday was Thursday, so he got me cake a day later and shared with everyone at VBS.
Hello, my name is Delilah, and I went on the missions trip to West Virginia. On our trip, we met some wonderful people that really helped to elevate our trip to the next level. They helped us and explained things to us when we didn't understand what to do, and they opened their hearts and minds to us. The pastor that we worked with was named Pastor Matt, and he was very kind and understanding. He was very welcoming, and you could really tell that he does a lot for his community based on the way he acts and the way he talks about his community. The people who took us in and helped us settle into the dorms were named Lydia and Ava, and at the locations, they came with us and helped us stay on track and made sure we had tons of fun while working. Our last night at VBS, there was a really personal moment with Pastor Matt and the whole youth group. He had a heart-to-heart with us about what the kids go through and how he was really proud of how we just treated the kids like any other kids outside of their normal circumstances. And it really got to me because I work with kids all the time for summer camp, and you really don't see their personal lives or see into that part of them unless they choose to tell you. And I was so honored that I got to work with those kids and just have fun with them.
I am so incredibly proud of each and every one of these people. It takes so much courage to speak in front of others. So thank you for listening to them and supporting us. Mission trips are a lot of work for everyone involved, but I think it's fair to say that it's especially a lot of work for me personally. This past year, I spent literally hours listening to airline hold music. I held multiple phone call meetings with different mission trip organizations to find just the perfect place for our team. And I have tons of meetings and emails with Rod trying to figure out just how to pay for it all. It seems like every month we are holding another fundraiser asking you all to buy something else. I also spent a lot of time in prayer with God. For some reason this year, I really couldn't get into the mission trip spirit. The work of it all was just feeling heavy. I finally told God, I trust you. I trust that you're the same God this year as you were every other year before. You provided for us then, you'll provide for us now. And you know what? He did. This year was probably my very favorite trip yet. I love the people that we met. I loved the places that we saw, and I love these kids so much. I love hearing about their lives late at night while we're brushing our teeth. I love listening to their music, even if I don't totally understand it. I love watching them work so hard, even when it's so hot that I just want to cuss. I love knowing the things that sit heavy on their hearts. I love when they ask me hard questions. And most of all, I love laughing with them. All the work that goes into this trip, it doesn't feel heavy at all anymore. It feels completely worth it because investing in these kids is completely worth it. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for investing in them with me.